All right, welcome back, everybody. I'm your host T7. You guys, another Forza Horizon 5 stream here. This is episode 8, and we did this last time. We did 7 last time, so we'll do a bit of a reaction here, if you will, some responses, and so I'm gonna just actually also at the same time just gonna access the chat on my phone. But they just dropped another stream today. I watched a little bit of it over Twitch. They did briefly mention something about paints, and I didn't see anything. But let's take a look what we got here. Here we go. Okay. Started.
Us what you want to do, and we'll give you the tools to kind of make that happen, but in a much more interesting way than we've maybe previously done.
Every player really will have a pretty unique path through this game.
On the previous,
and when you're talking to other people, they'll be like, oh, so which festival site did you open first? And you might say you've opened up the Apex Festival and you've gone and got stuck into road racing, and that will shape the way your game plays out for...
Do some solo stuff and all your accolades.
About here,
looking into Horizon Arcade, Horizon Tour, and
Horizon Arcade
this week, and we.
Great to be here again.
Right about there, I guess.
Looking into Horizon Arcade, Horizon Tour, and Horizon Open, as well as a look at the new Eliminator map. Then it's off to the Baja circuit for a multiplayer race. After that, we'll hear a little bit more about Gift Drop and Link. If you've been following the stream so far, you've heard those before. And finally, we'll close out the show with another round of Q&A. And don't worry, chat, we won't be taking any questions today from you guys, as we received a bonkers amount of responses to our social post the other day. So we've got plenty of questions to go through today. But as always, it's now time to welcome the guests. And we've got some lovely ones on the sofa today. Starting off with Mike Brown. How are you doing, my dear?
I'm live.
Hey, Charlie. Great to be here again.
It's lovely to see you. We have a new face on the sofa today, and that is Anna. This is your first show, so please introduce yourself to chat.
I will pause for a second. We will have Noah as the co-host here. We're also going to be reacting to it as well. So yeah, have him in the Discord.
And tell us what you do on Forza Horizon 5.
Hello everyone, I'm game designer on Forza, and I work on some of the features we're going to be talking about today.
Amazing. Which features have you worked on specifically? I'm curious.
So the Horizon Tour was the one Link and Gift Drop as well.
Ooh, okay, interesting. We do have those coming up. And lastly, I suppose I should say hi to Andrew. How are you?
Hello, Charlie. Yeah, I've wrestled the controller back off Marco this week.
Perfect. I can't wait you see prove yourself just a little bit this week, and we are going to be starting off with Horizon Arcade, which we did see a little bit of in the Xbox and Bethesda game showcase a little while ago now. So folks in the room, refresh our memories. What is Horizon Arcade?
Horizon Arcade is a collection of mini-games that you take part in around the free roam world of Forza Horizon 5. As you're exploring, you'll see these pink circles on the map. You drive in there, you're signed up, and you just take part in the fun. There's a whole host of really fun mini-games. We're currently playing online. We have I think 12 of us, hopefully 12 of us, joining together. This is the dev build on a dev server, as you say, 45 days away from when players will get their hands on it, and therefore things may go wrong. Things probably will go wrong. It is pretty wild to try and do this far out, but here we are. Let's go.
But full convoy, that's really exciting.
Exactly. I'm going to look over to Tom and see if we're ready to go. He's giving me a wobbly thumbs up.
Okay, my stuff just glitched a bit.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Oh, it's the pinata. This is what we're doing first. Yes.
Yeah. So first up is Pinata Pop. This is the game mode we showed at E3. So around the world, there's these circles which we're all going to head out to now. This one can be found at the ruins of Ekbalam, which is a temple site that we visited a couple of times on Let's Go streams already. heading over there with the convoy right now.
I love it. This must have been so fun to test and to figure out and add new elements to during development.
Hold on, I'm just gonna do this. I don't think this is gonna matter anything, but I could put myself myself right there ish. I don't because the camera changes too many times, but just do that. There you go.
It's honestly testing it has been probably one of the most
You like the third
one of the
square
most
in
fun
there?
parts of development. But I think coming up with these fun little mini games is just really good fun for game designers. I think it's always a kind of fun activity. Like looking for what's a crazy problem or scenario you can come up with, and then think about how you'll try and solve it with a car.
Yeah.
So in this one we've got.
So what is the crux of this then? What's the nuances of Pinata Pop?
So as a team, we all have to work together to try and find and smash pinatas, which are all over these ruins. If I can find, I've just seen about 4, but they all got smashed right before I got there. So I'm going to try and slow down. So this one here, that's like the evil pinata, that like red cactus guy. You don't want to get that guy. He's the bad one.
What happens if you do get him?
He ghosts out your car, so you can't smash anything else. And then this chap over here, his name is Tank. He is the Horizon Festival's mascot, and here he is in pinata form. We all love Tank very much. Nevertheless, I'm going to drive into him because I'm next to the team.
Gas pump.
So,
good.
aim of the game is
kind of
find
fun and
and
quirky.
smash as many Tank
It's not
pinatas
bad.
as you can.
Is there a limited amount? Do they respawn? Is it time limited?
There is a limited amount. Yeah, there's
question.
a couple hundred within the circle, so there's plenty of them. But you have to work. Got a sneaky bonus board as well there. So the aim of the game, yeah, is find them all, smash them all, and work together as a group. There we go. We could stay and do this. I'm sure it'd be an absolute riot to watch us all
just missed
smash
one.
them.
I just noticed I missed one. I'm like, there's one right there, dude.
Something else. Should we do that?
It was right next to it.
Perfect.
Should we take a look at the Horizon Tour?
Horizon Tour, I think, is where we're going next. And exactly, Anna, you are the brains behind the Horizon Tour, so please, can you tell us all about it?
So Horizon Tour is like a very friendly and laid-back way of playing multiplayer. So it's like co-op races where you and 5 other drivers are racing against drivators, and between each race you have a little bit of downtime where you have to drive to the next event, and you can just like enjoy the sightseeing, drive around with your friends during that time. The whole game mode is very kind of casual, so there is no time pressure, there is no insane drivator difficulty or anything like that, so you can just like enjoy yourself in a co-op race. And this place right here is where you sign up for one. So when you go to this little icon, you will see what's on. So Horizon Tours run on a schedule, and they change every like 5 minutes. So the destination, the theme will change, so you can try out different cars. And while you're waiting, this is a great place to hang out with some people, show off your livery, or tune your car in preparation for the tour as well.
It looks like a good car meet, especially with that. Is that a mural on the wall as well for the tour?
Yes, so this is specifically themed for Horizon Tour.
Oh, it's gorgeous. I love it. I have to ask, you mentioned you can do it with friends. Is there the possibility to group up with other people who you just happen to meet in this environment so you can go off together?
Yeah, so Horizon Tour, you don't need to be in a convoy with your friends. You can just turn up here and sign up for one. And then after the race, you can join convoy with new people you just played with. So it's like a nice way of finding someone to do other type of gameplay or carry on doing the tour as well.
So I'll just pause that for a second because I just want to go back and I just want to comment this because Forza Horizon 4 had some serious issues with that, going from events to back to convoy, and then if you're in a convoy back to events, it was a mad issue with that. I wonder if they're going to get it done, perfectly done on the start of this game. I really hope that they get that done because that was a mess.
I also love
I hope they actually got the hang of that.
With their cars. It looks really social.
It was so frustrating because I've been times where I go on a race with my friends, and all of a sudden I join back with the convoy, and then they'd be gone, and that's it. Then we had to re-invite each other manually, and it was just annoying. And then one person couldn't join because the game lobby was full. There wasn't just very smooth transitions going back from races to convoy. It was terrible. So I hope they get that down in this
So I'll come
bit.
down here and wait wait.
This
because
looks
we know
pretty
that
neat.
is the
This
place
looks
that's gonna,
pretty
where people
different.
are going to congregate. So it's a great place to hang out, socialise, and team up and start doing the Horizon tour. We're not going to do one right now, but I think it's a good time to mention
It's definitely not a parking lot, that's for sure.
Link.
We're
Which,
looking for parking
If
lots.
you're
But
paying attention, you may have noticed some people.
I hope they're not
using it,
just
but
kind of
as I'm
anticipating just
surrounded
will
by
hang
all
out in
these
the dirt
people here,
spots
please, everyone,
randomly.
do not respond to this, or it'll start a matchmaking system we will not be able to get out of. But I can, I can use the link. In fact, I won't even press it because they will then go and join it. But if I go link and then press up to select Horizon Tour, everyone else gets the option to go, yep, okay, sure. We all get grouped together and we'll head off into a Horizon Tour event. Yeah, it's not in the plan today to do one of those, but if I did that, then we'd no doubt end up doing it, and there'd be no way back, no way out. So I think what we are going to do though is take a look at another Horizon Arcade event. So
Okay.
I'm looking over to Tom and seeing if he's giving me the thumbs up. He's doing it.
Is it a shaky one or is it?
No, he's good. He's good. He says
Fine.
we're ready. So we are all going to jump, fast travel up to the top of the volcano, where we're going to have a look at Bullseye.
Okay, wonderful. Now, I'm sure it's pretty self-explanatory, but in the world of Forza Horizon, what exactly is Bullseye?
I don't know how self-explanatory that is, Charlie. You could easily not understand.
I mean...
Because when Bullseye begins, a load of floating targets will appear above the world,
Okay.
and the aim of the game is for players to hit and smash as many of those targets as they can. So once the game mode starts, oh, there we go. You will see that there are ramps like this one, along with a bullseye target that you can smash. And then as soon as you smashed one, the next one appears, like so.
Okay.
Hopefully got just enough air to get that one. I didn't. So I'm in a very slow car.
Rip Porsche.
Do the points vary by how accurately you hit the center of the bullseye, or am I overcomplicating things?
Yeah.
That's a great question. I'm not sure. Anna, do you know?
I was too involved into trying to get some score. What was the question?
Do you get
The
more
question
points
was
for
if
hitting
you
the
get
center?
more points in the center than if you do on the outside.
I think so. I think it's
Poor
accuracy
Porsche, man.
based.
I'm in a slow
I think
car.
I just saw those little pop-up
Poor
there
Porsche,
that said
man.
first ring, and it was
Seriously.
750 points. So yeah, I think it is.
Good, great game designer who did that.
I think these on-air compliments to the dev team are wonderful.
They're probably watching though.
They're probably in the convoy. Thank you, Mike.
I'm going to really struggle to get this one. We should switch to a different camera because this car doesn't have clearance to get through that lake. All right, next up, I think we were going to talk about the Horizon Open, weren't we?
Oh, okay, cool. So what is Horizon Open? I was going to ask something then, but I think that's probably the best place to start. Is actually what is Horizon Open?
So the Horizon Open is our new take on, I guess, traditional multiplayer. We've looked at the tour, we've looked at arcade. They are kind of fresh and new, different ways to play the game. The Horizon Open is the new version of what was called Team Adventure and Online Adventure in previous games. That change in name is to reference the fact that it's a little bit more accessible, a little bit more fun. Some of those some of those super high skilled elements have been removed. There's no longer the skill-based ranking system, which you could finish second in a race, which you might think was quite good, and then it would tell you no, that wasn't good enough, and minus 50 points off of you. Or indeed, you could be in a team race where you could come first. Some people on your team don't, and then again, you get dragged down. People didn't like that, so it's now it's a lot of that stripped away. It's intended to be much more accessible, much more fun. It still has a ton of challenges. It's still
I want to play that again. I just want to hear that again about this open racing system here. When he starts talking about it.
Different ways to play the game. The Horizon Open is the new version of what was called Team Adventure and Online Adventure in previous games. That change in name is to reference the fact that it's a little bit more accessible, a little bit more fun. Some of those some of those super high skilled elements have been removed. There's no longer the skill-based ranking system, which you could finish second in a race, which you might think was quite good, and then it would tell you no, that wasn't good enough, and minus 50 points off of you. Or indeed, you could be in a team race where you could come first. Some people on your team don't, and then again, you get dragged down. People didn't like that, so it's now it's a lot of that stripped away. It's
I think I
much
can
more
experience that a few
accessible, much
times
more
as well,
fun.
but
It still has a ton of challenges. It still rewards winning, but without a lot of the kind of punitive measures that existed.
Sure.
There are 4 flavors. You have open racing, open drifting, playground games, and
Open
the
drifting,
Eliminator
here we
Battle
go.
Royale. Drifting was is similar to, very similar in fact, to Drift Adventure that was added during the live program of Forza Horizon 4. Racing, self-explanatory. Playground games, similar to what you would have seen in Forza Horizon 4, although it was all focused on team games in Horizon 4. Team games can appear in there, but there's also solo games as well. So you have Solo King, a Solo Flag Rush, and Solo Infected. And of course, there is the Eliminator.
Return of the Eliminator as a launch feature as well, no less. Love it.
Exactly, yeah. So we added Eliminator to Horizon 4 around about Christmas of 2019. So a lot of people, if they'd played Horizon 4 when it first came out, may never have experienced it. But from when it was added, it became the most popular multiplayer mode in the game.
Yeah, you know what? Because let's just add a bunch of Battle Royale to every fucking game that we fucking make on release. Yeah, because, you know, Battle Royale and Fortnite and all that shit. So Fortnite had to jump on board the Battle Royale and make their own little thing about it. Everyone just loves Battle Royale. Yeah, every game needs Battle Royale to spike the sales up. Yep.
And frankly,
it was actually not bad, though. It was okay. I'm just putting it on the go too far than it already is. But, I mean, it was okay. I mean, I thought you get a free Supra, mind you, so it's not bad. Getting a free Supra just for playing around a Battle Royale is a good prize, I won't lie. So, it's still...
So you're going to have to give us a little a little tour
trying to
as
add
well.
Battle
So
Royale
where we
to
are,
every
what
game
we're
is
up to,
kind of
we
like...
can sort of take cues from the game that this is
No.
right at the beginning of
Forza,
the
you naughty.
Eliminator, because there's still a high quantity of cars left.
Very, very observant, Charlie. Yeah. So this in our development
Oh,
environment,
yes,
we
a
roped in
Beetle.
all of the testers to get 50 people in the game. Obviously, it can have more players than that in the final release. One of the key things that's changed is that rather than everybody starting in the Mini, everybody has now started in the VW Beetle.
Let's go.
So a car that is an icon of Mexican auto culture, and similarly performant to the Mini as well. So there we go. So it looks like I have challenged Ryan, our lead game designer, to a race down the side of the volcano. Let's see how this plays out.
Looking forward to this. I do have to ask though. I mean, we mentioned that the Eliminator was a sort of a later addition, a fun new thing that you added to Forza Horizon 4, and that was very much added to a map that already existed. So how much did that sort of change the way you worked on the Forza
The view
Horizon
looks
5
pretty good, I
map,
won't lie.
knowing that you wanted to launch it?
Look at that. That's a pretty cool looking view, I won't lie. It's just really deep. Like, there's a lot of...
Day one, did you
lot
make
of
a map that was
space,
more
man.
Eliminator in mind?
Yeah, that's a great question. So yeah, so as I said, between launching Eliminator and
lot of
releasing
open
Forza
space.
Horizon 5, this
So you
became
start
our
up,
most
you
popular
can pretty much
multiplayer
climb
mode,
pretty
and
high. I
when
guess
that
the mountains
happens,
are
that,
pretty
of course,
high
will then factor
in
into
Forza
the way
Horizon
that you-
5.
the way that you build and design the world to create awesome moments within the Eliminator, much like the one we're seeing right now, where a VW Beetle's managing to reach near enough 100 miles an hour down the side of a volcano in a head-to-head race.
When you put it that way.
Magical moments like this. The really fun one is the opposite way, where the end point is in the top of the volcano, and you need to really make sure you've got yourself a car with a bit of torque to get back up there. Yeah, so talked about but there are a ton of world features. I think the city as well, Guanajuato, is one that really plays into Eliminator and really favours high-level play. You really do want to be an expert level map knowledge before you start like choosing Guanajuato as your spawn location, or even a place that you venture into, because you'll get eaten alive by high-skilled players there.
Yeah. Or trapped in a tunnel.
Exactly. Here's Anna in Guanajuato.
It does
Perfect
have a lot
segue.
of car drops though, so it's kind of like a risk-reward situation. You might choose to go
I
there.
see. Okay.
Yeah, so Anna does
I mean,
have
that was
cheat
gonna
knowledge as
be-
well. Anna placed all of the car drops around the world, so
Oh.
does have
So
that
Anna, I
insider
suppose
knowledge.
the question for you then really is as well as this location, are there any particular
Forza
spots around
5?
the world that are really good?
Yeah,
for
Forza
the
Horizon
Eliminator?
5.
Maybe for car drops, maybe for hiding. I don't know. When you define good spots.
Well, Guanajuato is definitely good for hiding somewhere in the tunnel, but very dangerous. And the car drops, anything that looks like a...
This setting really reminds me of Horizon 2. Like, just in the Monte Carlo area there, it just really does remind me, like, very similar
similar
style streets. It's very, very similar on that. So I'm noticing.
or the volcano as well. Like anything like that will have a lot of car drops, but obviously all of it is random, so you might get unlucky. I personally start always at the Baja
Damn.
circuit, and usually there is at least like 3 there that you can choose from.
Oh, okay. Lovely. We saw one just then when we drove past. Was that bright purple light, was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, as is tradition in Eliminator, you see the really cool cars when you're in a race and unable to collect them.
Yep. Just like here when you're also stuck on a building.
Whoa, whoa,
which is a fairly
whoa,
typical
did they blur that one out? One
eliminator
sec, one
performance.
sec.
Just like here.
What's this? Are they blurring this out? Are they blurring that out? What?
Personally start
Wait, is that just a
the
checkpoint or is that a
Baja
car
circuit,
that's
and
there?
usually there is at least like 3 there that you can choose from.
Oh, okay. Lovely. We saw one just then when we drove past. Was that bright purple light, was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, as
What? See that? They're blurring this image right here. What is this? What is this? Why?
is tradition.
Why? They actually are purposely blurring this image. There's a car they don't want us to see.
In Eliminator. You
Wow,
see the really cool cars when you're in a
Forza.
race and unable to collect them.
I meant to go
Yeah.
back and look at that.
Just like-
I need to know what it looked like.
So hang on. So let me do that again.
Choose from.
They are purposely blurring out an image
Wait, we
there.
saw one just then
There's
when
a
we drove
car
past.
there.
Was that bright
They don't want us to see the
purple
name
light,
of.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. There's just
Hold on. Wait, hold on. My chat's open. The chat's open. Hold on.
yeah.
There's a car right there.
I think so. Yeah.
We
So
drove
watch
past.
this.
Was that bright
Because that's how you pick. That's how you
light?
drive to select cars, right? During your.
Yeah, as
during
is
the,
tradition.
see that? Look at this. They completely blurred it. They have an oval here. What is this? I don't know what this is. They
That's like a place of some sort though.
Yeah, it might be a place or I don't know, maybe a car. I don't know, because like during Limiter you can actually pick cars, right? But I guess they're racing, so you can't pick a new one. But I'm not too sure with this.
Like yeah, that's like a.
That's blurred. That is blurred out.
It's gonna be some sort of thing that hasn't been like a. I can't think of the word.
Eliminator. You see the really cool cars when you're in a race and unable to collect them.
Yep. Just like here when you're also stuck on a building, which is a fairly typical eliminator performance from me anyway. Oh look, here are the tunnels we were
It's some
talking
sort
about.
of like.
Yes. So that particular
Ooh,
game.
damn, you see that? Shit.
For Anna, she's
Bro, that man.
starting
Wow, that's let me rewind
here are
that,
the
dude. The
tunnels
man in the
we're talking
Peugeot, man. Look at
Yes.
this dude.
So
Woo!
that particular
The
game ended.
moves?
I think.
Bro, he's got it, bro. He's got it, bro.
Stacked it into that.
I think it's a Renault. I don't think it's a
Yeah.
Peugeot or Renault.
But yeah, now we're back.
Man, it's
in Baja
hooking
Circuit
it
next
there.
game.
I give that man respect.
So, yes, it's me. This is where I challenged you.
Rule.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually mine. That's not bad. He's
Can
got
be
a
a
good
family
line,
man.
man.
So,
We're doing long.
Yeah, so I took the left there to go up to the.
He had a good line in there
circuits,
when he
and
was
I
hooking it. It was
also
good. It
kind
was
of
pretty good.
Forked our paths here. We're both trying to get
Oh,
to
yeah.
the end point as quickly as we can.
I also think, was that one of the first looks we've had inside the tunnels as well? Unless I need to be corrected there. I can't remember if we've seen those before.
Great call. I think it probably is.
Might well have been.
Yeah, it might well be. It's also probably the first time we've seen the city at night, which allows us to see all the lovely lighting work that's been done here, all those little pools of light that build up underneath all the street lights.
I mean, we may be second in this particular race, but we've got plenty of time to sightsee. I'm just all in on the drama. I just want to watch and see if we can win one. I'm not sure if this you can see on the map.
Shit,
We've
man, was
got
on
a little
Tuesday.
distance behind here.
It's a little distance, and I think the editor may well step in to save us in a moment.
Yeah. I do
Man, I
love
can't
using
drive
links
for
though
shit.
to sort of
Well,
say
I like
goodbye
the
before
I
we
like
kick
that one
down
corner
and
he
have
did
it
there,
out.
Henry. It was pretty good actually.
Changes when you
The one
enter
prior
the
was
mix
pretty
as well,
neat.
so
Just
you
hooked
have
it around the
unique
corner.
options
Probably go
for
back to that at the
game
end there,
mode
but
you're playing.
pretty-
And
pretty-
also
pretty good.
in the different stages you get different link options as well.
Oh, I like that.
So here we're in the swamps. I'm driving the Porsche Cayenne, which is
a car that nobody wants.
a big old SUV. Just crashed into the tree, but that's
I want the old one. I want the 06 one. That's better in my
not going to
opinion.
matter because
Better looking.
because the clearance that this car has means
The amount of times this car is being offered right now, currently on Horizon 4, is just annoying. It's just a staple car.
I can drive straight through the water here, through
Fuck.
the swamp, whereas person driving the Mercedes AMG 1 knows that their car's too low. If they come through here, they're really going to feel a lot of drag going through the water, so they've had to stick to the roads, which gives the Porsche Cayenne, which is obviously a slower car than the Mercedes AMG 1, a chance. So let's see how this one plays.
A chance to steal a level 10 car as well, which
and then use it
is
to get
not an
away from the
opportunity
swamp.
you get much. It's gonna be close.
There we go.
Very nice.
And now, yeah, pro tip: once you're in that AMG 1, get out of the swamp. It's useless here.
You get it. Very nice. That's the dream, that is. I think I've only had a level 10 car once, and I did go on to win the Eliminator in the level 10
Damn it, I would have
car,
picked the
but
Camaro,
it was
man.
just pure chance
That's just me,
that
though.
I got it.
Yeah, another thing you can do, which I
Here
would
we
not
go.
recommend when you're in the AMG 1 inside Eliminator, is switch it from track mode to street mode. That's a thing you could do, but also you'll have to sit and wait for the animation to complete for about 15 seconds, by which point someone will challenge you and take off and beat you. So.
I'll tell you what, on tips for driving, particularly as we now look at this very final stage, I want to go to Andy. Andy, do you have any tips as our resident racer on what to do when it comes to the Eliminator?
Yes and no. I think you were talking about the right sort of things with the type of cars that you end up in and where you end up in the world as to what you end up doing. Like, for example, the player that we're watching here has got a Camaro, and there was a lot of cross-country action going with quite a road-based car, isn't it? So it's as Anna said earlier, it's like it's risk-reward. You can end up going cross-country and just get that bump that you don't want, and end up careering towards some trees or on your roof as everyone sails past and gives you loads of grief via link.
Yeah.
So.
On Forza Monthly earlier, we looked at how you can take a car like the Camaro and make it off-road ready, stick some off-road springs on there. These cars don't have that. This is just the Camaro as it comes from the factory.
What a perfect time for you to say that. But then this is what I mean, like, you want to make sure you got the right car. Like, I will more often than not make sure I try to get to the final circle with a car that's going to do way better off-road, as I just go as the crow flies directly to the end point and just hope I don't get interrupted by any of the scenery. Very rarely am I on a road.
Yeah, but if you know that road knowledge, you know, the entire map like the back of your hand, then you could know that there are some routes that are faster by road. So it's there are definitely advantages to that as well. So rather than just going the straightest line possible.
And that is another thing as well. The Mexico map does have more kind of longer, straighter, high-speed asphalt roads than the Horizon 4 map did. So there are more places where actually sticking to the road is going to see you right.
Talking of long, straight bits of road, there was an airstrip there.
Oh yes, that was a little peek at the abandoned airstrip there, one of our cool new world features.
Very nice.
A very brief peek as we go across to that speed. And there we go, it ends in defeat.
Well, we've been very honest. You can't win them all, ladies and gentlemen. So there is our first non-eliminator win of the show. But, you know, maybe some more chances to win in the future. Well, yeah, but it just wasn't who we had on camera, Mike. That's what the people want to see.
We will revisit that in future, I am sure.
Perfect. So is there anywhere you wanted to jump next, my dears? Where are we going?
Let's go back to some more Horizon Arcade.
Perfect. Okay, what have we got going on in the arcade now?
All right, we've teamed up at the Playa Azul, which is this little village on the east coast. Tom has pushed the button off cam and triggered the mini missions. Mini missions is a little bit like Simon Says. So you can see at the bottom of the screen, so there it says earn an air skill, and we have a few seconds in which to do that. I'm currently crashing into some golf carts. I'm going to head down to the beach and see if I can get one off the dunes. We only have a few seconds to do it. There we go.
I'm just going to bring it sideways.
Get some clearance. I've really let everybody down. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me.
So what does that mean by letting them down? Does everyone have to do that challenge, or is it everyone has a chance to do it and it's like cumulative?
So yeah, everybody gets the same challenge at the same time. So and then all the team have to work together, and however many people on the team manage to do it, they get that many points for their team. And then a few seconds later, it's on to the next challenge. So right now, it's drive 2 miles. So we all need to. Wow, that didn't give us very long to do that at all.
No,
this is. So we've managed. Yeah, I've also managed half a mile, and we have failed. All right, jump 25 feet.
Oh no, this is another difficult one.
I love this mode, feels chaotic, and I'm really here for it. I actually did want to ask, we've seen 3 of the arcade features on this stream alone. How did the team come up with creating these ideas? Was it someone just came up with the idea of a pinata, and then how can we take it from there? Like, how did it come to be?
Yeah, so it started out with, we wanted them to be these really, really fun drive up and play around mini games that you could find out, that you can take part in the world. And so we started thinking, what's the silly problem solutions, and then how can you solve that with a car?
Okay.
I beat my horn, sorry. That was the challenge there. That was one of the easier ones. You gotta make sure you can't drop points on that one.
I will say that I've done that often. If I'm sliding, I will honk the horn if I'm trying to turn it, like, and I'm understeering a tad. Like, I'll be doing that. I'll accidentally honk the horn. Just how far I'm just pulling the stick, like the other direction.
And then think about how we can make that work in a car.
I've done that like more than half a dozen times.
Keen observers will probably know.
So if anybody hears me honk while counter steering, that's why.
There are some similarities with the Forza On Live feature in Forza Horizon 4, but it has massively evolved since then. There is so much more to get stuck into. Yeah, it really is a lot of fun.
Forza on points?
You do, yes. So the Forza shop returns, and still is a great way to get hold of those really hard to find items, and you can earn Forza points by completing Horizon Arcade.
Very nice. And what
That's
happens
cool.
at the end? It was always quite.
So I mean, I was getting this feeling that like not a lot of people are gonna be playing these things, but you know it just seems to be. So they'll give you Forza points for doing these, so at least you'll get something out of it. So that's pretty good.
Sad. Everyone always gathers together in full for these Forza-thon moments, and then you'd all sort of just like disappear off into the Forza Horizon, and you wouldn't see each other again. Is that the same if we change that?
Do you want to take that one, Anna?
Yes, we did change it. So as soon as you finish one of the Horizon arcades, you now get like a prompt to join convoy with everyone you just played with. And
I
if
lost
you
my
agree to
video
that,
camera for some reason.
there's going to be a route set to the next event, because they don't just stop. Like, you can carry on one after another, just go do another one with the people you just played with.
Oh, that sounds lovely. I'm a big fan of that. What was this task one? Did I see it was to smash fences, or were we on the next one
We
already?
did smash fences, then it was earn a wreckage. So, just
Okay.
so basically smash
anything.
Smash fences and then smash anything.
My webcam just went out.
This
God
poor
damn it.
town.
The Horizon Festival has a comprehensive insurance policy, which will...
That's the small print in there.
All right, so the next one up is earn an awesome skill chain, and I think with that, it might be time to move on and do something else.
Okie dokie.
So next up, what is it? It's the Baja circuit.
Oh, exciting.
So we've gone through loads of different game modes, and now it's time to look at some good old-fashioned racing. You mentioned we're going to the Baja circuit. So where is that on the map? Just for any map fans in chat, and what are we going to be doing there?
Yes, map fans, it is over towards the east of the map in the Baja Desert.
Lovely.
Sorry, west.
The camera just break?
the other
Like,
east.
fuck?
The other east, yes. It's east of somewhere.
True.
Fucking camera. God damn it.
Sorry about
Here
that.
it
Yeah.
is.
So here we are.
So this is the Baja circuit then. What do we
Trying to
know
get it
about
back.
this, and what could you tell us about it?
So
Pretty cool.
the Baja circuit was actually designed by none other than Andy Baranowski. So I think he might be best placed to tell us a
Oh,
little bit
take it
about
away, Andy.
Yeah, well, I was very excited to design this. I looked into a lot of the motorsport venues that they had in the Baja region, and also sort of the southern states of America, and sort of tried to create my own Horizon interpretation of those. So it's a nice big wide sandy circuit with loads of big jumps. Wow, someone just
Yeah,
jumped
he
over
just
the top
yeeted
of me.
that guy.
Yeah, and lots of different layouts as well. So hopefully the community enjoy making the races that they want to make for that as well. So we've got the circuit itself. We've got this flat track oval style course that's got a figure 8 with a crossover in the middle as well. That was an awesome drift. Sorry, I was in the way. Yeah, so yeah, hopefully lots to explore. It's also a playground games arena as well. So
Lovely.
yeah, lots of different game modes to play around this area.
Brilliant. So anyone who's eagle-eyed on the rest of the streams, you'll now notice that there isn't just one but 2 racetracks in this world. So how important was it to incorporate both of them into the world design?
Yeah, so that sort of came off the back of our
you
Lego
go. I'm back.
expansion map and the popularity
Quickly unplug and
of,
plug it
of,
back
of
in, I
that
was doing weird
Lego
shit.
Speedway that was made. It was a great hub for all of the different gameplay.
that
We had
works.
the drag strip there, that sort of oval circuit around the outside, and as I say, it went down really well. So we thought, yeah, we're going to go for that again, put another circuit in, and why not double down on it and have the dirt circuit as well. So yeah.
I imagine it was quite fun, sort of, as you were designing it and coming up with it, imagining all the
settings got
possibilities
reset.
that players could have on there, especially as you say it being a playground game map as well.
Yeah, that was it, and making sure that you can sort of traverse across it as well, putting a jump in it. Oh no, that jump's way too big. We've got to dial that back a little bit, and sort of striking that balance between fun, realism, and all of the sort of experience that you want to have in a circuit.
Yeah, absolutely. And I suppose I have to ask as well, sort of how has the online race experience changed in Forza Horizon 5 as well? As we see more and more of these races and experiences, I'd love to know how it's evolved over time.
Well, do you want me to answer that as well?
Go on, yeah, you're on a roll.
Yeah, well, online we'll see, I suppose. What aspect? I've fallen over.
So it's online racing. So I think.
Yeah. Sorry, I was going to go into an AI chat, and then I thought, oh no,
that's not
that's not online, is it? That's offline.
Why don't you go to AI? Why don't you go AI anyway?
I'd love to hear about AI, Andy.
Yeah. So the AI racing has had a massive overhaul as well. I know that Marco spoke a lot about the physics side of it last week, but we've been working really hard on the AI to improve the way that they match you and your car, and you can have the closest, most enjoyable race experience possible. So it's
So
going to
does this mean also they're going to keep doing this sort of thing in the corners where they just keep going horizontal and they're not actually cornering? Because I've caught that dozens of times, and it's not a desync problem, it's actually a fucking AI problem. Where the cars actually, when they go into the corner, they start doing a bit of this. Instead of actually cornering, instead of going gradually into the bend, they just go like fucking on fucking horizontal plane and just shift into the corner and look like they're driving on fucking rails. So I have a really big problem with that on Horizon 4, and it's just like, what the fuck is this? Me and Josh have caught several dozen things, doing races even most recently too, and it's stuff that's just not even fixed. And like I don't know what they're gonna. I don't know what they've done with this. They'll wait till we see what happened, but I hope they get that down, because that's a bloody mess.
be interesting to see how people find the balance of
and not to mention the AIs in general. When you try to push them, or if you do push them and get into a collision with them, they just kind of they act like solid fucking walls. You just don't get out of your way at all. It just feels like you hit one, and it feels like you're just hitting kind of a wall. You know what I mean? You're not really taking them out or anything like that. If you're getting into a bit of a collision, you're actually purposely shoving them off the track, for that matter. But, I find a lot of shifty horizontal mess going on with the AIs, and they're trying to adapt to what said player did with this and that, and overall average of everybody else driving and who's driving with you. Really, it feels like the AIs are driving on rails, practically, and that's just not fucking great. In previous Forza games, especially in especially in Motorsport 4, you hit a car, they're going out. That's it. They're just going off the track, they're smashing into the wall, they're done. When you hit cars in this game, it just feels like they're just very shifty, and they just kind of correct themselves back into place, and it's just pathetic. But this is just a Horizon 4 thing. But I don't know what they're going to do with this. But carry on.
Cars and also to encourage those tuners to get the most out of Unbeatable as well. See if it is
Looking
unbeatable.
forward to it. And then again, this leans into the whole social stuff that we've mentioned. And I know we mentioned earlier that, Anna, you're involved with the gift drop, and is it Kudos as well? I was wondering if you could maybe tell us a bit more, give us a bit of an insight on that process that you have with it.
Yeah, so Kudos is like our little social currency we have now in the game, where you can earn them by doing nice things to other players, like helping them do something, or sending them a gift drop. Or being nice to them in a race. So like when you're playing Horizon Open, for example, you can give kudos. You can say thank you to someone who, I don't know, didn't ram into you and didn't push you off the checkpoint or something like that.
She's laughing at that because that is a thing.
Thank you
That
for
is
not
a
being
goddamn
jerk,
thing.
basically.
And yet, you know what's funny? They've tried to counter that with 30-second delays and what grinding against the wall gives you a bit of a delay and then whatever. Some of that shit doesn't quite always work. It was a good effort, but I think if you hit a player, if you physically hit a player, there should be a time penalty added to your final time. Just like in motorsport. I think there should be a final penalty added to your final time so that when you cross the goddamn finish line, the person who hits you is going to have a fucking, like, higher time than the one you did. Because it's still prominent that someone could still take you out and you will be racing as hard as you possibly can and you will fuck up that race. And that would be not on you, that would be the person that hits you out. So that's still deemed a thing that I have a big pet peeve on.
Rewarding people for being good. Is there a competitive element? Like, do the kudos system like display on your profile? Is there? I'm essentially thinking of someone who gets quite into collecting things. Is there a clout aspect to telling people I have this much kudos? I'm really, really good, and everyone loves me.
Yeah, exactly. You can see it on your storefront. So if you are one of those players who likes to create a lot of UGC or likes to flex within the game, that's usually a great place to do it. And that's somewhere where you can see your total convoy count. Sorry, your total convoy count? Your total kudos count, we should use our terminology correctly. I think one of the great things about Anna's features as well is that she always makes her features interact with each other in really, really nice ways. So Link, one of the things you can do with Link is ask for help finding a barn find. So if you're inside that barn find circle and you just can't find it, Link will pop up and say, does anyone know where this barn is? And if someone else is in the area and has found it, they can select, yeah, I can show you where it is, and it just adds a little clue on your map so you can go and find it. And then,
that's brilliant.
And then you get the option to say thank you. You can go thanks, and it gives that person a kudos for helping you out. Shall we?
And how does gift drop work into that?
That is a great question. So I'm going to do the gift drop if you want to talk through, Anna.
Yeah, so gift drop is if you can send cars to other players, you can create like really nice liveries and tunes, attach them to the car and kind of send it. And then when the player receives it, they can say thank you, and that's what gives you kudos as well.
So earlier on the Forza Monthly, I made this lovely car. It has a paint job, it has some upgrades on it. It's a really sweet rally spec 911 GT2
Gotta say,
RS.
big fan of the colour, by the way. I do like the colour on that one.
It almost matches the controller, kind of almost.
There's a theme here, everyone.
I'm happy that they're making a return to this. I think it's a bit late. You know what I mean? Like, you know, back on Horizon 1, we had these features. Motorsport 4, we had these features. I will never understand why Forza decided to take this out. I will never understand why they did decide to do this, because this, if this was in this, with this in the game, with all the series, you know, we would definitely have a big avoidance with the issues we have on the auction house, because that is just atrocious. Car sniping, freaking pricing cars for atrociously amount of money. I should be paying $10 million for a fucking '68 Firebird, even though I recently did. So fuck that. But if this was implemented a lot early, you know, in the previous game, we would have had that totally avoided. But I don't understand why Forza took this out to begin with, because I could see, you know, I guess after Horizon 1, right? Because people had the fucking glow cars and shit, and people were gifting people each other hacked fucking cars. So people were manipulating the system, giving out hacked up cars. So I guess some people got banned. I know some people got banned for that. Some people who I've been told stories that people who had the glow cars back on Horizon 1, if you got a glow beetle, you know what I mean? If they were gifted that and they open it up, they drive it around, they were reported instantly, and they were perma-banned from the game. So because it wasn't their fault, it was somebody that gave them that car if they were perma-banned. So that I can sort of understand why they would have gotten rid of it for that reason, but at the same time, I think there's just a bit more restrictions with that. With just keeping an eye on that stuff in general and not letting the game just go to that. Not saying it wasn't fun, but like if it was just for like kind of like blaming one other person for having a modded car and whatnot, like just, you know, kind of just modded illegally in the game, then yeah, there should have been a better system to kind of watch over that, just keep an eye on that sort of thing. But they should have never gotten rid of the gifted car option. I think this was something that they made a big mistake on, and it caused a lot of in-game economy issues, because it's just like, well, if somebody just wants to be generous and give your friend cars, like I want to do too, I give away cars to my friend. I would do it all the time. You can't do that. Instead, you have to, and then even the auction house. So I had a thing once where, kind of a big story, but not a big story. But a friend of mine was trying to sell me a '65 Pontiac GTO, and I wanted it. Right? I couldn't get it. I was ready on point. I was searching the player name. I was right there, about to buy it out. Bang! Get car sniped. Someone had bought the car before I did. And that could have easily been avoided. A '65 Pontiac GTO that you can get on the, I think it's a wheel spin or a tournament, whatever, I believe. Didn't want it. He had 2 of them, and he wanted to give away his one. I couldn't get it because I got car sniped. And there's a bunch of people who are selling accounts with cars and people that people can't get, and this is the whole problem. So I'm glad that this is actually coming back. So yeah, that's good. Yeah, so that's my bit of my rant there about this,
so
about that issue.
The car,
I mean it because it's just like holy shit. It could have avoided so much
select,
problems.
like a specific person, but you can select like new players. So it's gonna go to someone who just joined the game, or someone like community contributors. So that's people who received a lot of kudos. Well, you're kind of thanking them for making the community feel great. And then when you selected the theme, you go into the message, and every theme has their unique messages, kind of in line with what you're giving the gift for. So you can pick a message here. And then you can sign it, so you can pick to sign it with your player name. So this is the name that you pick from like this big select we have in the game. Or you can sign it with your gamer tag, or just unsigned, and no one will find out who sent the gift to them.
An anonymous gifter.
Yes.
I think some people might abuse this a little bit. I don't know how sensitive it is, but unicorn cars still exist in some way. It's like cars that are just super rare, they're like a class higher, and they're like very limited. I don't know if anyone knows about unicorn cars in Forza in general, but they're like very rare cars, and they're just like Forza gives them out in the community and stuff like that, and they're super, super rare. Kind of like a super treasure hunt you would find in a Hot Wheel or something like that. About that much of rarity. So I feel like somebody might like take advantage of this and like maybe just just kind of thinking maybe outside the box, but they could either say from Horizon or Forza Horizon or from the Forza community if they just named it as such instead of just whatever. If you put like, I don't know if there's like the custom type and if they would do that, that'd be funny. And we receive a special car from Forza.
Here you can like
and it was actually just from a player.
The overall picture of your gift, how it's gonna look, what you're sending, what the message is, and then send it.
And then send it away. It gets me a warning. Yeah, don't show that again. I don't need warnings.
So that removes it from your garage, does it? So it isn't sort of like passing clones around. This is an actual trade of vehicles.
Passing clones around. Someone's gonna find some glitch. Someone's gonna find a glitch to do that.
Vehicles,
it's coming.
Giving it away.
I love that. Very interesting. Wonderful.
Yeah, it's everybody knows that the Forza community is full of really awesome people, and so we know that a feature like this is really going to sing for those players. They know that people are going to really love getting into it and giving back to the community.
Yeah, I think it would be a nice experience. Sorry, it would be a nice experience when you like just join the game and then someone sends you a gift and you go and receive it, and there's like little message being like welcome to Horizon. It kind of makes you want to send another one as well and like pass it forward as well.
Bro, somebody send me a Pontiac, okay? Y'all know what I like, y'all. If you guys send me if I see a Pontiac GTO in my gift box, I'm gonna cherish that thing forever. You know that it's going to go to a good home. Just so y'all know, if you guys gift me a Pontiac, I'm gonna be happy. Or anything classic of that matter, that's good too.
Was there anything else you wanted to show
I will
off?
cherish
I mean,
that car and I will treat it like with absolute
which I know
respect.
chat are very, very excited about.
Me
but
be
I want
one of
we
my
run
one-ups.
through everything on the list before we dive in.
I think we're calling it there.
Yeah?
Okay, no, Tom wants to try and do a race.
Go on then. Tom being the MVP off cam of this stream
I'm
today.
Currently not in your convoy, Tom, so let me try and join you.
Do we know what race Tom wants us to do today?
He wants us to do this Baja circuit that Andy made.
Oh, okay.
So it says I'm unable to join your convoy because it's full. So I guess I'll sit this one
Mike's
out.
out.
You've
Yeah.
been muscled out. Is anyone else in the convoy that we could see?
Andy's in it.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm just waiting to see if Anna can get in with us as well.
Yeah, we managed.
Is it left me out? Try one more time.
Have you had the same thing, Anna?
All right, I'm
The
in,
live
I'm
stream,
in.
folks. Don't forget, live stream and all.
Cool, there we go. Yeah, so we are playing on our actual dev server, so what happened is probably someone in QA accidentally joined our convoy and forced us out of it. So
Someone just really wants to play.
yeah, so when we play on retail in Forza Horizon 4, we often get that where people will try and join our session, and I guess that can happen in a development environment as well, where people on the team can either intentionally or unintentionally join the group.
Mike, you might have to take up the baton here because I've lost my convoy now. So there we go.
Are we starting, Tom? So as we said at the start, this is a dev build on dev servers. We promised you that something would go
disembodied
wrong.
voice off camera is wonderful.
It's all fine. Don't worry, everything's normal. Here we go.
There we go.
Oh, I've missed it.
Andy's missed out. You're too slow.
He might still join.
After all of that, it was Andy that missed out.
Yeah, how does
He's
that
come
work?
back to prove himself in a race, and he's not even in it.
Oh,
All right, so I've obviously been stitched up because everyone else in a faster car than me. I'm looking over at Tom on the race setup for this one. So,
Tom.
but it is a showdown.
Excuse me.
It's a showdown, so I get a head start. All right, let's go.
That's good then.
Yeah,
I'm joining you on the commentary team, Charlie.
go on then. I'm gonna.
Well, take it away. You know all the intricate details, Andy. By all means, I can take a back seat on the commentary. You're the expert in the box
All
today.
right. Well, this is really interesting because Mike's taken off way ahead in his B-class car versus the rest of the field in the A-class cars. That was a good, 15 seconds head start I think you had there?
I think.
See if you
yeah,
can
around
hold it
there,
over
yeah.
2 laps.
Yeah.
2 laps is a lot though.
Yeah.
It's a long old circuit, this one.
Right, so we're watching Anna now, just about to go through
Go on, Anna.
the banked hairpins.
It's a very difficult circuit.
It was left there.
Woo!
There we go. Mike's getting away pretty well. This is he's making some good progress.
Well, people always like to tell me in chat how rubbish I am at the game, so I wouldn't mind actually
Yeah.
winning this one.
Exactly.
Henry already said it.
There have been a couple Fs so far.
You did better than me by actually starting the race. So,
That's already progress.
yeah, never mind.
So, Andy, are there any cool features of this race?
I will say this. The man is rocking full assists with full line. The man's rocking traction control. I don't know if he's got stability, but he's got line and he's got everything on. Like, bro.
Like, I don't know, maybe some of the other turns based off anything, off the research?
If he's still having struggle, even after
that.
that point.
Yeah, there were a few series in particular of sort of off-road Pro 2 trucks, were the main ones that I based the circuit on, and they're all sort of permanent racetracks. Yeah,
Okay.
and I sort of adapted and took bits that I liked out of them and configured it into a layout that I thought was as intricate and interesting as possible. I had to sort of adapt it in some ways to take out some of the more cruel parts of the circuit that it make real world racing, you know, as technical and challenging as it was. But I think it's kept some really cool bits. Where Mike is at the moment, there's a really good a water splash on the inside that if you want to take that low line, you can dip a wheel in and tighten up that corner.
Cool off your brakes.
Yeah.
Mike, I've got to say, you're doing very well so far.
They're only one turn behind me. I'm being very quiet as I focus and try and...
Yeah, he's got about half a lap to survive, and they are really bearing down on him now. Have you
Who
got
is
to the
it that's
point?
in the convoy today? I feel like I need to ask. Did you say we've got other devs with us today?
We got a mixture of QA, production, and Chris is in there as well, vehicle handling.
So basically, everyone has a want to try and make sure Mike doesn't win.
Who is it
Essentially,
that's,
is what you're
Joe
saying.
just behind me as well, isn't
it's
it?
Joe.
Jingle Jangle
Jingle
Joe
Jangle
off of the
Joe.
forums, but also works
Oh, I know Jingle Jangle Joe.
Yeah. Oh, he nearly made it.
Very
Wow.
good. Well done. Sorry, Jingle Jangle Joe.
Yeah.
Maybe next time.
Second is the first of the losers.
I've never heard it said that way, and that is cruel. Very good. Well done. Nice race, everybody. Andy, you was one race, so maybe on the next stream, okay, bud?
Next time, yeah, I'll actually make it into that one. Yeah.
I'll hold you to that one. Right, it's community Q&A time. Is everybody ready?
Let's go.
Perfect. Right. Okay. So as I said at the top of the stream, these are questions all came from social media. So we're going to start with Tafiro971, who asked, "I heard that Forza Link will be adapted
I have like
to our
three
status
pens in
and
front
other
of me, and
players'
one goes
status.
flying, or
But
the
I
cap
just
comes
want
off.
to
I just
know,
keep
will it
spinning.
also be
Grab another
adapted
one.
to the seasons, time, races, places, and anything else?"
Doing Q&A now.
That's one for you, Anna.
So the way Link works is there are certain conditions that were picked that will determine what options are going to be available, and places are absolutely one of those. So like when you're near a bar and find, like, it looks at what nearby, and different options will become available. Like when you're near a bar, you can ask someone for help. And then, like, if you're in playground games, for example, it knows what mode you're in, so you can give like commands or ask for help. So you can ask, you can tell your teammates that there are like zombies around the corner, or you can tell your teammates to go and infect them. This is kind of things that you can do with Link.
I think
Seasons as well, didn't they? And it
sick
obviously
to
does push
stay
you
home.
towards season
Oh my
events as well. You
god.
haven't already
Dance
done it,
plays.
Yes, absolutely. Like
Naughty,
it
naughty, bro.
looks at what is available right now, and you can suggest it to other players and go do seasonal events
Lost
with
my
them.
pen for a second.
So that's like the playlist stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. The next question comes from Hachiko Akita, who says, "Will we see the auction house feature in Forza Horizon 5 or just the auto show?"
Yes, the auction house returns. Had a bit of a lick of paint. It's been all modernised, but yes, the auction house is back alongside the auto show as well.
Perfect, wonderful. Next
that's
question
where I like
comes
to
from
live, the auction
David, or
house.
maybe David, and they said, "Will the street scene be any
snobby
different?
Forza players
And if not,
sell their
how will it
fucking
work?
$1 million
racing for cash
Toyota
like in
Prius.
Forza Horizon 1, featuring midnight battles like in Forza Horizon 3,
Bloody
or just
bastards.
road racing with traffic like Forza
I mean that
Horizon
in all
4?
drama though,
Very
you know
much
what I mean?
showing
Like,
off their knowledge of the Horizon
fuck, you
series
can find
here in
a
one
Honda
question. I'm a
Civic
fan
being
of
sold
that.
for $1 million. It's fucking
It's a really
stupid.
multi-layered question, wasn't it?
Bro,
Maybe
a Honda
it's a bit
Prelude,
now.
a Honda Prelude sells for $17 fucking million on the Horizon 4 fucking auction house. 17
So
million
the
for a
street scene does
fucking
have its own
Prelude.
festival. There's already a street racing
Not
scene
cash
in
money.
Mexico when the Horizon Festival
Not very
arrives,
cash money.
which you'll meet as part of the story. And then there's a bit of a collab between the local Mexican street
I don't
scene
know how
and the
I can't
Horizon
stress it
Festival
enough
events,
that
and set up
I have a lot
festival,
of beef
which
with
is,
the auction house.
A really
A lot of beef.
looking festival. It's a great place to hang out, and a great
Especially
place
for
to
cars that
night.
can be
It has
bought
one-
normally or should be bought normally
Can't wait to see
in
it.
the store.
Next question comes
the
from
regular
Night Viper, who
garage,
says, "In
regular
previous live streams,
showroom.
the updated livery system has been briefly mentioned. Can we get a glimpse at the customization options of the updated livery system? By the way, keep up the great work."
Thanks, what's it, Night Viper? Thanks, Night Viper. We will
Night
try and keep
Viper,
up
yes.
the good work. And yes, if you were watching around about an hour ago, you'll have seen us looking at the improved livery editor
Yeah,
on the Forza Monthly. If you weren't
on
around
the Forza
about an hour
monthly.
ago,
Okay, so that's not here.
Then, was it an hour ago? 2 hours
They
ago.
should have
2
put
hours
it in
ago.
here.
My
They
gosh.
should have definitely put it in
on,
here. They
yeah.
should have
You
done
can
that.
check that out on Twitch and YouTube and wherever you get
Okay,
your
so it was in the
VODs.
Forza monthly for the
Wonderful.
video. We're gonna
Next
have to go
question
back
comes
and go
from
check
Donny
that out.
Corral Jr., who says, "Will we be able to import liveries from the past Forza games in Forza Horizon 5?"
Yeah, that is a feature that we have.
There you go.
Perfect.
Confirmed.
Simple as yes, you absolutely can import them. And then the last question of the show today comes from Fallen Wolf, and they ask, or they say, it's amazing to show the works of Mexican artists in the game. What prompted you to do so, and what was their reaction to the idea?
Yeah, so I've talked at length about why we chose Mexico as the location. It's massive, it has amazing diversity. There's a big list of things. One of them is the culture.
It's not Tokyo.
And inside the culture is the
But we
music
wanted
and
Tokyo. Where's our
and
Tokyo,
when you
y'all?
explore Mexico and you start gathering
Nope.
reference and research materials, you notice that culture and that visual art that I think is known the world over really is all
I don't know
over the
how
place
many
in Mexico.
players
These
were
beautiful
asking for
murals.
Tokyo and
They're
nobody
not like
got
on
Tokyo.
every street corner, but you see them as you're moving through Mexico.
Loss of sales right
and that was
there.
something that we
Loss
wanted
of
people to be
sales.
able to discover in the
Not
the
listening
version
to your
of Mexico
fan
that we
base.
were creating. So we reached
That's
out to
like literally
a
millions of
number
dollars
artists
wasted.
from across Mexico to try and touch on the different regions that you'll be able to visit in the game, so that it will be filled with the culture of that particular area of the world. And I think I can say they were thrilled to be a part of the project. They were really excited as soon as we spoke to them, and we couldn't be happier with the end results. And I think players will really enjoy going and hunting down those murals in the game world as well.
The ones we've seen so far are stunning as well, so I can't wait to see what else there is. And unfortunately, it breaks my heart to say it, chat, but that is all we have time for today. So if you want to keep up with all the latest Forza Horizon 5 news, updates and details, that's not one word, on more Let's Go live streams by following the Forza Horizon social channels right now. And as always, thank you so much for tuning in.
I want to see what they were talking about the Forza Monthly. So this is I guess they were talking about the paint. So let's go in here real quick. I wanna showcase this. So let's just go back because they should have put it in this stream, but they didn't do it, I guess.
So you can compete against from home.
So we're gonna talk about they don't put this in a single video, so we're gonna look into
what
this.
we're going to be talking about next, which is, as mentioned, the Forza Horizon 5 livery editor. So
There
you're going to walk us through what
This
we've
is
got to look at
important.
here today, and we'll have
This is what me and Henry are interested in.
Preview.
So and everybody
Yes,
else, of course.
so
but-
I should caveat before we start that livery looked absolutely beautiful. I'm not much of a painter, and I'm not going to be generating anything quite as beautiful as that during the show, but we will get a look at some of the cool new features and functionality in the livery editor. So shall we take a look?
Yes, let's get straight into it. And you are selling yourself short, I'm sure. I'm excited to see what we're going to come up with.
So
That's a nice Forza mug.
Just checking out some of the new,
That's big.
the new
That's a
upgrade
big
parts on
Forza
this
mug.
Jeep Gladiator, rendered here in unparalleled detail thanks to ray tracing on the Xbox Series X.
Oh, ray tracing on the Xbox Series X. I have a 2070 RTX. Fuck you.
Check out those resolutions.
They are gorgeous.
Shots
Some sweet
fired at the
upgrade parts
Xbox.
there.
My computer can fucking out horsepower a goddamn Xbox any day.
Exclusive reveal here on the Forza Monthly. Anyway, enough of the Jeep. Let's get out of that. We're not here to look at that. Let's take a look at a different car. So I'm going to jump into my Porsche 911 GT2 RS.
See what they've done with the UI menus and
All right,
stuff.
any reason in particular?
See how easy it is. They made it easier to manipulate stuff. I want to know about the paints.
The real reason is because it's one of my.
I want to see what they did with the paints because I have a lot of things with this that I would love to see.
That is available on this car. You can get yourself a Duke Dynamics kit, which makes it look a little bit more aggressive. It's super cool. I just thought I'd reveal that to the world.
Appreciate it.
We'll pop back in here in a little while, but let's go jump into the paint shop as that's what we are here for.
Right. Yep. You got your you going with this base color here, this nice fluorescent yellow.
So yes, this is actually one of Porsche's stock colors. I think they call this one race yellow or racing yellow. I went with this one because I'm using the new Forza Horizon.
So instead of being horizontal as it would be at the bottom, it's now vertical now.
5 limited edition controller, and I thought I'd use that as the base inspiration for what we're going to create here today. First of all, regular Forza painters may notice that things have been rearranged slightly in the UI. This is the first time we've really revisited the layout in a number of years, and we kind of wanted to bring it in line with kind of the user experience that people might expect in a modern day painting package such as Adobe Photoshop. First of all, you've got this If you're used to having the layers along the bottom of the screen from left to right, we've moved that over to the side of the screen in a vertical stack, so that as you're applying those layers, the order of them makes more sense. So let's.
I kind of like that. I kind of dig that.
See
A
what I
little
mean
bit.
by that.
It's kind of nice. That means just kind of stacks, right? He's got the right idea with that.
I'm just going to grab one of these now. As I said, I'm going
to looks like the same set of default stickers. Hold on, let's go back to that real quick. Let's go back, because I see the same set of stickers coming in from previous Forzas. Nothing really new. Those look about the same. I don't see any new shapes. No new shapes.
I'm just going to grab one of these.
You see the first 2 pages. No new shapes. Kind of disappointed.
Try and do something based on the.
Would have been nice to see more shapes.
Forza. I've probably already massively oversold my artistic abilities there, but let's start off with.
If anything, you've undersold it. I don't know.
Right.
The controller's real bright as well.
And now we're starting to look. It almost starts to look like.
You've got
almost a proper.
The yellow base, and then it's all paint splatters.
Kind of
That's right. Yeah.
Kind of like a paint.net or something.
The way the light moves through the controls makes it glow in the dark. I'm going to.
It's to say they changed the shape designs of the UI. What's what? But it's still the same.
Already you can see that the UI has been redone and reimagined. We have got fresh icons for everything. I said that I'm going to want to copy that one over, so I'm going to click copy and then paste.
Ooh. So now instead of actually giving us, I kind of like this. That's good. Like instead of actually giving us like just what it would do on that one side, it actually gave you big, massive icons. That's pretty good.
And I'm going to select that.
I like that.
I'm going to change the color of it, and I'm going to go with this one with a blue to try and match what's on the pad.
It's a lot more visual.
Move that one so it's not being completely splashed over by the pink there. And I'm going to do that again to add a purple. So copy, paste, and then make it purple. All of this is functionality that people may be familiar with, but it's presented in a way that's it's fresh, and I think it's much more accessible as well.
Yeah,
now I was
about to say, you can do it quite quickly, can't you? You're managing to go in between all these tools really fast, which is...
I'm going in between really fast. It still doesn't look very good, and I should caveat, this is about as good as it's going to get today. But
he's just flicking. He's just very flicking like paint on the Porsche. Just look at the paintbrush, man. That's basically what this is. Very, very abstract.
Pay for this.
We still have $4 million now.
Group those layers together. I can click this button, and I can then copy those over to the other side of my
Porsche.
Car. And then we jump over, and you can see there's a couple of stickers I've added there earlier.
Those stickers look, dude, the positioning. I would have honestly okay. So if you're gonna put stickers and you're gonna buy the kit, put it. Don't do this. Put it this way over here. Like, I'm sorry, but this is not great. You know, don't. This looks horrible. Horrible. Just a fucking.
Once you get into that rhythm, it does make creating liveries that much easier, that much faster.
Now I'm just putting the man on the grill, but
cool new improvements.
Like if you're gonna put you gotta compensate for the body kit, or at least move those symbols a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, whatever. Sorry.
Then they're much higher resolution when they're on the car, when you're driving around in free roam or you're in races. Regular painters will probably have experienced that thing where you build it. You're inside the editor, you build a really crisp, beautiful paint job. You get it out into free roam, and then the realities of having to stream that around the world, it can get a little bit pixelated. So remember this. We'll take a look at that in a sec.
Oh, that's good, because I've noticed a few things like that. Because when I put my T70 logo on the cars, it has a tendency to kind of like pixelate. I've noticed that before.
Before we go out and take a little drive,
if they're eliminating that's a good thing. Very good.
Cool feature. So I'm going to save that to my car.
Especially when you zoom in and out on the camera and you're taking photos of your car, you'll notice there's definitely pixelization. I thought that was me. I thought that was maybe the game wasn't rendering it or something like that or whatever. But no, actually it's the game itself. It's actually the game itself.
This, of course, is the Porsche 911 GT2 RS. It's basically a race car that you can purchase and drive around on the roads. But in Forza Horizon 5, you're not limited to sticking to the frankly awesome asphalt roads that we have in the map. You can convert the car and make it into a bit of an off-road beast as well. So let's jump back into the upgrades menu. Obviously, I've already stuck this kit on it. That did give me a little bit more downforce. You can now take any of the kind of road-built cars, and you can give them a couple of upgrades and then make them suitable for taking it off-road, maybe you can head across a desert or take it onto a dirt route or maybe even across country. So if I click on the suspension, Down at the bottom of the screen there, on the bottom left, you can see that all of our cars now have an off-road score. That is the bottom one of those stats. On this car at the moment, it has an off-road score of 4.3. That's out of 10, so that's not a great score. But I can quickly slap on some rally springs. You see straight away the car lifts up straight away, gives it that little bit more clearance. It's going to eat up all those bumps and lumps in the road a little bit more. There is another one as well. I could go for drift springs, which does the opposite effect. It lowers it.
Yeah, the angle kit's coming back.
But right now,
and hopefully there's well, as Henry mentioned earlier today with me, we noticed a little bit of tad bits and pieces about the angle kits. Hopefully there's a bit more response. More response coming out of them, but it could be a tuning thing, but hopefully we see some different response out of the angle kit. They're great. The angle kits do their job. They are great.
So we've added a ton of new tire compounds. There is the ones people are familiar with, the semi-slick, the slick. There's a drift tire compound.
Ooh, drift tires. Wow. Okay.
Combine that with those drift
nice.
Springs. Just look at if you want to turn any car in the game into a bit of a drift beast. Right now, we are going to go with off-road race tire compound. And you can see as soon as I've selected that one, it's bumped my off-road
race compound
score up to a pretty respectable 7.9.
So this is going to be definitely better than me just slapping rally tires. But then I really do love my rally tires, though, if y'all know. I mean, that's kind of like how I build my muscle car builds. I just put rally suspension, 355s in the back, sometimes spacers, crank the rear end a little bit higher, make it soft, put no tire pressure in the back, or some tire pressure in the back, and just it's perfect. Perfect to me.
I'm just gonna
in terms of a street car.
And we'll take it for a quick drive, and I'll show you the difference
they've made. Audio here.
Yeah, so this is a car that it was first added in Forza Motorsport 6. It's been in Horizon 4 and Forza Motorsport 7 since then. So it's a car that people probably are familiar with the performance of if they've driven it in any of those games. And they'll know that it's a fantastic track car. Not really at home off-road, though. But with just a couple of upgrades, really quick.
Now.
Exactly, just a couple of upgrades, and we've made it off-road ready. And those upgrades are available for more or less
pretty good. I kind of like that.
Well.
I kind of like that, to be honest.
If you're a big fan of any street car, you're a 350Z. You want to make a 350Z and you want to think, right, I'd normally take this and I'd send it for a drift. I'd take it out on the track, or maybe I want to take that out to go for a dirt race or a cross country as well. You can slap a few upgrades on it and you make it into an off-road beast.
Not bad.
So you can
see like that. I really do actually like that, to be honest.
It's holding traction. It's got
very
full
cool
control.
That's something new. This is what I want to see from Forza. It's exactly what I want to see.
No problems.
More stuff like this is what I want to see.
Yeah, there we go. That's it. That's a
give us more parts. Give us more. Just give more of that. Just more variations of what we can do to our car.
And we get a look at the livery.
Very good.
Close in the world.
Oh,
tires are a good start.
Yes. So if I head off into a debug camera,
I mean, more experimentation,
nice and
really.
Close, and you can just see how well all those crisp lines hold up on both the stickers I've added there, the Horizon Festival and Radio at Turner, sneak peek at a new radio station. And you can see all those decals there, just no pixelation at all, just really help.
I'm seeing some here. I'm seeing a little bit.
Holds up, perfect quality.
Yeah.
Seeing a little bit of pixelization here, but it could be just my screen. I don't know. Sometimes it can do that too, or it could be the stream as well. So, or what they're seeing is probably point to point. Could be perfect.
In the game. We've had quite a lot
getting a
of
little bit of pixelization. Could be none. Probably isn't any, but on my view, it's probably not one to one. So
I'm excited to see how they utilize these new tools and keep raising the bar. Very, very cool. And that is just a sliver of what the team will be showing us today. What is in store in the Let's Go stream after this?
Yeah, so first of all, I'll echo that point that we cannot wait to see what people create with these tools. And yes, we have the Let's Go stream coming up in just a short while. We're going to be taking a look at some.
So I would have loved to seen. They're not leaking it, obviously, but I would have loved to see, like, because me and Henry would be like, well, what, we just want more color variations and stuff like that. Like, I would love to just, well, obviously, we can manipulate a little bit by painting the base color chrome, and then painting on top of that we could put like stickers and then make the outside gloss, and then you have chrome bits and then gloss bits on top of each other. So I would love to have seen like them if it even exists, that they would have a system where, okay, well, if I put a sticker on here, I can change it to matte chrome pearlescent, whatever, just yada, yada, yada. Just go down and just don't have to kind of manipulate it that way. So we don't have to just take the extra time and just do that. So it'd be just kind of a nice shortcut. So if I want like a chrome stripe, I don't have to go paint the car base chrome and then just put a bunch of stickers on top. Oh, but I noticed a couple of times too when I was doing that. I make patina. I like making patina cars. That's my thing, I think. And you know, I'll paint the base matte. I'll paint it like my GTO. You all see, my GTO is matte, and then I just put like a lot of layers. And then sometimes, you know, I like that it comes out glossy a bit. I don't know, and sometimes some bits come out matte, or I don't know. I've noticed some different weird things go on with that. I don't know if it's a bug or something like that, but I would like to keep it matte. You know what I'm saying? There's no point in me making patina if it's just gonna be glossy and shiny. It just doesn't make any sense. There's just no shiny bits on patina really, unless you like, you know, ceramic coat it, whatever. But like it's just it would be nice to see that they add those variations. Give us the next variation steps in between with the stickers. So chrome, I want to paint this chrome circle, make it matte, make it pearlescent, make it whatever, and just put it there. Don't make us go do all this extra kind of manipulating on the stickers, because it just makes it a whole lot harder, a lot difficult to do. That's pretty good, but they should have showed us a bit more. I would like to see a bit more of that, but probably just saving it just for the sake of this, for the game marketing sake. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, I do like the new drift tires. That's pretty cool. Off-road tire variation. That's new. I don't see no new suspension setups, because I believe in previous, and I've heard before, I've seen it. They were talking about. I've heard about drag suspension in the previous Horizon 4. It never came, and I've heard about, like, I would love to see different swaps, the engine swaps, but we're not getting into that yet, are we? But mind you, that's a pretty good start. That's a pretty good start, and we'll see what happens, I guess, when Horizon 5 comes out. But I think that is all for this. I don't need to play the rest of this because he's just going to go
features of Forza Horizon
talk about
5.
different things on Forza. And
it's going to be a really fun
show. It's going to be a whole lot of talking.
Loads.
So we just wanted to. So I'm glad I showed that paint there. But there you guys have it. Tell me guys what you're thinking. Comments below. I'll be in my Discord if you guys need to talk with me. Just like shoot me a text, whatever. But not bad. I saw some good things. Saw some. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still not, like, it's super impressed and still not worth all my money. It really isn't. But, like, I need to see the cars first. I gotta see those cars. That's the real selling point for me as well. There's a lot of things in combination of each other that I want to see. And I need to take a look at that, deeper look in that paint booth. But we'll dive right into it when the game drops, of course, and then we'll go from there. But and then if they make any more streams from here on point, then we'll be right back here and we'll be doing it again, and we'll be recording it. We'll be reacting to it, and hopefully we put some opinions on here. So yeah, I'm your host T70. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I was a bit harsh in some bits and a bit on a rant, but I have my personal honesty of my experience of Forza. I'm being completely honest with you. None of this stuff's made up. I honestly, me and my friends have played Forza for years, and honestly, we come together and we've had some pretty shitty situations, and moving forward and seeing improvement, that's what we want to see. We want to see a lot more polish. We want to see more items, more parts in the game. We want to see more of that, and so this is how we like kind of appreciate Forza for the long term stuff, because looking at stuff in the past. Looking at how Forza was in the past, it still deems like there's still a lacking a little bit. You know what I mean? I would say focusing on more like car stuff, keeping that on the plate, that's definitely what's lacking, is the amount of cars going in. That's a big key point. And, obviously map is a big one too, but in terms of all these little polishing details, definitely this is pretty good. But, definitely not better. Seeing what I just saw there with the tire options and the paint, definitely some improvement there, but definitely did not see any new stickers. That we would love to see new stickers, man. And also, again, Forza, we would love to see some freaking window stickers. Everybody's wanting window stickers, but you guys can't do that. But however, it's definitely possible on the FD cars. That's for sure. You can definitely put stickers in the FD car windows, on at least on the sun visor, the sun bit there. So we're still looking for sun stickers. I mean, we see stickers on windows, in cars, on other cars, but we can't put window stickers on any other car. So that's another thing that moving forward, that we would love to see that, but I guess we don't see that here again. It's just not a surprise. I guess Forza just can't bring us the stickers that we want. Or, you know what I mean? Me and Noah went on a rant last time about this. Give us window stickers. It's not hard. It shouldn't be hard to do that. There are games out there that have windows that you can put stickers on the windows. Need for Speed Heat, you can put window stickers on, which is fucking amazing, right? And thinking back to all the way back to previous predecessor racing games, I'll throw a real old one at you guys. Midnight Club 3. Midnight Club 3 back on PlayStation 2 had the windows. You can put your letters on the windows. Even as something as rudimentary as that should be good. Do that at least. Have a letters option. Just drag it around. Just do something, because it would add that extra bit of identification that we want to put on our cars for sure. More vanity the better, I would say. More vanity. And obviously body parts and body kits would be nice too. But we've all seen the same old Forza Horizon spoiler, Forza spoiler, and same kind of diffusers and front skirts and everything. And it's just like it's the same stuff. They should just give us But obviously they've gotten better, and they've given us kits and stuff like that. Pandem kits and the Liberty Walk. That's all great, but I would like to see more individual customization of those bumpers. Try to get more of those guys in there. Try to get any more of those aftermarket parts in there. Try to get them all in. But obviously there has been, but not every car has them, obviously. But there you go, guys. There you guys have it. I'm your host T70. That's my rant on this stream. Take care. I'll see you guys next one. Take care, everyone.